Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. My name is Ben Luciotti with URL Insurance Group, Medicare Specialist. Really excited today to have Natalie Knighton with Cigna here with us to talk about hospital indemnity, some of the ancillary products on top of the Medicare supplements that we know. And especially now with the ever-changing market, it's really important to add some of these additional ancillary products to your portfolio to a client because it's looking out for them. So with that being said, I won't take up too much time, but really looking forward to Natalie going through the hospital indemnity, some of the other different ancillary products. And, if you do have any questions, there is a chat box. So feel free to, put your questions in the chat and we'll answer them at the end. So with that being said, Natalie, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ben. And thank you all for joining. I tell you what, I have not been more excited about a product launch in my 4.5 years with Cigna Supplemental Benefits. And that's saying a lot because we launched a great dental plan 3 years ago and it took off like wildfire. So I am so excited to talk about this plan today. I apologize. I am not on video today because I had some unforeseen construction at my condo today. So if you hear a nail gun or some pounding or shuffling, I apologize in advance, but hopefully we'll minimize that. So, all I can say is that right now couldn't be better timing for the launch of this product. I know you guys have been going to meetings and seeing first looks for all the Medicare Advantage carriers, and there are some changes, right? We all knew that would happen. It is just kind of dumb luck for us that we finally were able to get this product launched. And we are only launching in 8 states. So I'll kind of give you an overview of that. And that's prior to AP. We have about 32 states approved right now. So if you sell in multiple states, we'll keep you updated on all of those state rollouts. But I just can't say enough about what a great opportunity this is going to be. So when we developed this product, we really looked at some of our major competitors and we wanted to be as good, if not better. So I know you will all start running quotes and give us an idea of how we stack up as soon as you have that information in your hands. So I can't wait to hear feedback. I am going to send out the slide presentation. Actually, Ben already has the slide presentation, but Ben, I'm going to send a spreadsheet, an Excel rate calculator. So this at least gives you the opportunity to run through and take a look at some sample rates or run some quotes for your clients, because this product won't be live to quote until October 14th in Pennsylvania. If you're selling in some of the other states, we'll have it live. So I'm going to send that out too. But before we jump into this amazing plan, I just want to talk real quickly about a lot of our other products. Cigna Supplemental Benefits has a full portfolio of wonderful products, starting with our Medicare Supplement Plan. And I am sure many of you are already selling our Medicare Supplement Plan in Pennsylvania. It is one of the most competitive products in the market. So I will talk about that a little bit more. I mentioned our amazing dental vision hearing. I've got a couple of slides on that just to highlight the price and the amazing benefits on that. We also have a cancer, heart attack, stroke plan. So that plan is wildly popular. The cancer piece of that is more so than the heart attack, stroke. I think we all probably have friends, family, loved ones, associates that are currently going through cancer treatment. I know I have several as we speak. And 40% of us will be diagnosed with cancer in our lifetime. So that number is growing. I mean, it used to be 30% and now it's 40%. So it's just crazy. But I want to just mention that a version of the cancer or the heart attack stroke plan can be added as a rider to the hospital indemnity plan. So keep that in mind. Also, we have the hospital indemnity plan we're going to talk about. If you are not in the 8 states that we're launching this plan in, so let's say you're also selling in Kentucky, We have an existing hospital indemnity plan there, not as great as this new one, but at least we have something you can offer until we get that new plan in every state. We also have a cancer treatment plan, which pays for additional benefits for chemotherapy, radiation, things like that. Great to add to a cancer, heart attack, stroke plan. We have a choice accident plan. I think in most states now, the choice accident plan is there. The accident treatment was an old plan. I believe we've replaced that in most states. As an FYI, you can also add an accident rider to that new hospital indemnity plan. And then, of course, if you're sitting with a client and they talk about the fact that they just don't know how they're going to pay for their funeral, and they don't want their kids to pay for it, we do have a whole life policy, which many of you call a burial policy. So that's up to $25,000 of life insurance, simplified underwriting. So just be aware we have a great slate of products, no matter what your client needs. So I'm going to talk real quickly about the Medicare plans. If you have not been selling them or haven't taken a look at it, it's probably hard if you're in Pennsylvania, because we're very competitive there. But one of the things that is emerging that I have talked about for the last 3 years, but agents are starting to say, yeah, I think I'm going to look at Plan N, right? Because you've got a certain segment of Medicare Advantage people, enrollees, who maybe they don't love a Medicare Advantage. Maybe they don't like going to a gatekeeper doctor. Maybe they don't like the MOOP or the co-payments that are associated. But a lot of times the premium has been zero or next to nothing. And that has been their incentive. As we see benefits being degraded, I can never say that word right, decreased, and then prices go up, we are going to see a certain segment of the population that says, you know what, maybe I should take a look at a Medicare supplement. If they are healthy, or even if they're not healthy, going on to a Medicare supplement Plan N has not as much risk as we are led to believe. So I have a separate training on that. So Ben, if after we do this training, you have any interest on that Plan N training, let me know and we can take a look at it. But here's our rates. I also want to point out we have that market leading 20% discount for 2 enrollments in the household. So you are not going to see us in every market be competitive on a single enrollment. But if you're looking at 2 enrollments in the household, most of the time will be one of the best rates in the state. We do that because we have statistically seen that 2 enrollments in the household relates to lower claims, right? Wife is reminding husband to take medications, whatever the scenario is. That actually helps our claims. So if you have not taken a look at those amazing MedSup rates, please do that. This is also another slide I like to show because we are really focused on rate stability. And as you have seen in the market, many MedSup carriers are taking rate increases. We all have to do it. MedSup that's just the nature of the business with MedSup. We file a product, we use it for a few years. Even if we were the highest product in the market, within 3 or 4 years, everybody else has taken rate increases. We'll be the lowest. Everybody will jump on our plan, use it, and the rates will go up. It's really unavoidable. But we have been laser focused by not introducing rates that are the lowest in the market on single enrollments where our claims are higher, but really focusing on that 20% discount. And as you can see, many of our competitors are 7 to 10% rate increases on a national basis. Those big competitors are. We have kept it under 6% for Plan G, under 5.5% for Plan N. So hopefully that is kind of the proof is in the pudding that we're managing that well. This is a national perspective, so of course that really changes state by state, but we are focused on that. Also, real quick, I want to take a look at that dental vision hearing plan, one of the best products in the nation. That plan highlights it covers up to $5,000 annual benefit. So that is very, very strong. I know there's a couple of more competitors that are starting to introduce that, but we have been the market leader with this plan. Also, you have the ability to have waiting periods waived. So I don't know, Ben, you're going to laugh at me because I don't know the Medicare Advantage competitors in Pennsylvania, but I am hearing a ton of stuff about Devoted. Devoted is reducing their dental benefit. They had 5,000, now they're going to 300 or 500, and it's a reimbursement. So I'm hearing a lot of agents nationally are not happy with that change. Simple solution: if you have a Medicare Advantage plan that's the best Medicare Advantage plan, but it does not have the best dental benefit, add a standalone dental benefit. If they had previously had that dental benefit in their embedded Medicare Advantage, that will count as prior coverage and they won't have 12 months waiting period on major services. So that's all I'm going to talk about that. I did not pull a rate, but I'll tell you that we are very, very competitive, even at a $5,000 annual maximum. So if you haven't had a chance to look at that, please do. Again, tons of disruption. And if you're not talking to your clients about their dental coverage, somebody else is going to. A call center agent or someone is going to stumble across your client and talk to them about dental options. So make sure that you include that in your talk path. So I always like to highlight this next slide because this is a very generic commission example. I know I myself and probably everyone on the phone, when I was an agent way back when, years ago, I would not consider how much money I'm going to make when I sell a policy. But at the end of the month, I was very concerned about my bottom line, right? I just want to say to you that any of these supplemental products, whether we're talking about dental, vision, hearing, cancer, heart attack, stroke, or this new amazing hospital indemnity plan, if you sell an average new business premium amount of about $385, so just under $400, you sell 10 of those a month. So whether it's a combination or it's one policy with rich benefits that equals that premium on an annual basis, you write 10 of those a month, every month for 5 years. This just walks through what your new business commission would be and what your renewal commission would be and what that aggregates to. I literally have asked agents, how much commission do you make on dental? And they've said $25. And I'm here to tell you that that might be a monthly, and that might be with some carriers, not us, because our commissions are a little stronger than that. But over a time frame of 5 years, if you sell this policy 10 a month, every month for 5 years, this is what your income would look like, just over $1 million combined aggregate over that 5 years. So again, I know you don't look at commission and sell a product for commission, not for the benefit of your client. But if you are a smart business person and you're offering all of the products that your clients would be interested in at time of sale, you're going to sell these products and you're going to make that extra money. So hopefully that gets everybody excited. So real quick, Ben, I am horrible about watching the chat while I'm presenting. So, and I have the screen on full view, so I can't even see it. I want to pause just a moment to see if we have any questions before I go into this amazing new hospital indemnity plan.
I think we're good right now.
Okay, great. All right. Let's start talking about this great new plan. So we obviously, we all know the need, right? I'm sure that if you have not personally had a hospital stay, you've seen a client that has gone through it. Many of you are already selling a hospital indemnity plan. Some of you may not be. So when you are going through a compliant Medicare Advantage presentation, you're going to come very quickly in the early stages of that appointment. You're going to come to the inpatient hospital copays. Those are very widely by market, by carrier, but I want to tell you that this is the time that you interject into the conversation. Hey, these copays do cause a little bit of out of pocket for you, but I have a plan that will pay these or help offset that. If you put that in your talk path compliantly, of course, meaning you've had a scope of appointment signed, you've checked off hospital indemnity, and you compliantly talk about that, it's going to be like the old adage, the McDonald's adage. I can't see everybody on the meeting. I don't know who has gray hair and who doesn't, but I do. I do underneath, I color it. But I remember when I used to drive through the McDonald's drive-through line, either with my parents as a child or early adult years, I ordered a hamburger, right? They started asking me, do you want fries? And 50% of the people said yes. Now they don't ask us, they assume a package. So, in other words, when you're sitting down with your client, you can easily assume that partnering a hospital indemnity and either a dental plan or a cancer, heart attack, stroke plan would be a great package that would cover your client's needs. So please don't discount the importance of asking about these products. And it can be as simple as, hey, where do you have your hospital indemnity plan if they're not your client? Right? Very easy ways to introduce this. I will tell you also, if you have you're on the run during AP, you're out there talking to your clients and you're like, oh, I just don't have time to talk to my clients about these other products. There is a call center agent sitting in a bullpen or sitting in their spare bedroom that is going to run across your client. And there is a chance that they will replace your business during AAP because you didn't talk to them about hospital indemnity or dental vision hearing. So I say that with the true intention of helping you understand that those agents are out there and they're making those calls and they sell this product and they sell the dental vision hearing. So please, please, please help your clients understand these products can help offset that cost. If they don't want to talk about it at AP, that you'll follow up with them right after and have this conversation. But we all know the facts. We see this, that the average ambulance cost is $940 per ground visit. $2,453 emergency room average cost. Average cost of a hospital stay is $14,000 a day, right? Or for the stay. That's a 7% increase in hospital related services in 23. Cost of living is going up. Food and gas are not the only prices that are increasing. These hospital stays are increasing. So 4.5 days is the average stay. Obviously, the hospital tries to get the client in and out of the hospital as soon as possible, but that's the average. Also, we're going to talk about observation days here when we look at the benefits, because that is also a very, very important piece of the puzzle. So this just really highlights, the ways you can combine these products with your Medicare supplements, your Medicare Advantage, or even your ACA under 65 products, whether it's MedSup or Medicare Advantage. The dental vision hearing partners nicely, the hospital indemnity and the cancer plans partner nicely. I didn't talk about it earlier, but the Medicare Advantage plans, as you know, have a gap in their coverage for chemotherapy. Your client still has to cover or pay for 20% of that. Depending on the Medicare Advantage and what supplemental benefits they have, you're going to have that exposure. So hospital is important, but chemotherapy is an important gap as well. Most of our agents are not selling 50 or 75,000 in hospital and cancer, heart attack, stroke. Or cancer or heart attack, stroke. They're selling 10 or 15,000 or 5,000 in some cases to give the client enough coverage to offset what their exposure might be to these products. PDP is also a great benefit partner, partnering with Medicare supplement plans. If you haven't heard, we are going to have a very competitive PDP plan. It's called the Saver. I want to say that premium is about $17 in Pennsylvania. We do have a deductible on that. I'm not the product owner on that, but I have some basic information. I won't talk about it anymore other than to say, if you have not yet considered taking a look at Cigna's PDP plan, you should. It is also commissionable. So, all right, so I talked about the scope of appointment. Being compliant at your Medicare Advantage cell is very important. This is probably outdated because I'm not in the Medicare Advantage product division, but Remember, you have the opportunity to check off these 3 products: dental, vision, hearing, cancer, heart attack, stroke, hospital indemnity at the time of sale, or when you get your scope filled out in order to present it at the time of sale. So make sure that you're covering those bases with your clients. Remember, it's all about timing, right? We can say to a client, hey, where do you have your cancer plan? Oh, I don't need a cancer plan. But 2 months from now, their brother-in-law or sister-in-law or mother or friend is going to be diagnosed with cancer, and they're going to watch that person go through that journey. And the next time you talk to them, you're going to say, hey, we talked about cancer coverage before, but it wasn't the right time for you. I'd like to talk about that again. And they're going to say, oh my gosh, I was just going to call you last week because blah, 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 right? This happens. It's all about timing. So implement a process. So ask about this at time of sale, and then also remember to ask them every time you talk to them throughout the next 9 or 10 months. So this really just kind of talks about a couple of ways that you can introduce this subject. Focus first, of course, on the core product, but then add, hey, by the way, where do you have your hospital indemnity plan? Or while you're doing that presentation, I have a plan that can offset these copayments. Also, if you're not doing 30, 60, 90-day follow-ups, you want to do that. I know you need a break after AEP, but it is very important, to follow up with your clients on these products. So 30, 60, 90 days later, you can call and talk to them again. All right, now I'm going to get into the highlights. So I think I mentioned in the beginning, we really wanted to provide a competitive product. So from a commission, from a premium, and from a product benefit design, we should be very competitive. It is really exciting when I take a look at these. I was just on the phone going through it with an agent out here in Arizona. We are going to be introducing the plan out here as well. And he ran a quote, and we were just within less than $1 of a competitive position with one of our main competitors, and we had a little bit of a better benefit. So I'm going to talk about these benefits. If you guys have any questions after the call, you can follow up with Ben or follow up with me. We can walk through and talk through any of these additional benefits at a deeper level. First and foremost, we can offer these plans 18 to 89. I mentioned your ACA or under 65 business. I don't work in that segment, but I called one of my counterparts the other day and said, hey, what's the average out of pocket on some of these plans? And they said, you know what, anymore, depending on the market and the carrier, we're seeing $10,000 to $15,000 out of pocket. That's a lot of money. As you guys know, hospitalization will drive the majority of that other than an outpatient surgery, a joint replacement or something like that. Hospitalization drives that cost. So please don't forget, clients under the age of 65, so 18 to 89, can buy this plan. You may even have a situation where you have a husband and wife. The husband's aged in to Medicare and the wife has not, so she would be eligible for this plan. We do have guaranteed issue from age 64 to age 70. That is a very competitive and important piece of these products. So if your client is 64 to age 70, you can purchase the core plan. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it has the meat of the product, and that is without underwriting. For everybody else, we have simplified underwriting. So you're going to be able to field underwrite based on the application questions. If your client answers yes to a question on the application, that potentially could be a decline. If you have any questions on what would or would not be accepted on our policy, you can call our agent resource team, hit option 3, and talk to an underwriter. So hopefully this will be a very easy underwriting situation. Rates don't increase. As you know, with many of these supplemental products, they're not like Medicare Advantage, which goes up every year, or even a Medicare supplement or an ACA plan. Generally speaking, these rates do not increase. If they do, it's once every few years. We have not had a rate increase on our cancer, heart attack, stroke plan, or our existing hospital plan in the existence of those lines of products. So this is a very stable product. Also, huge benefit here, we have unlimited number of hospitalizations for our hospital confinement benefit. If that is a new hospitalization, I went back, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. If it is a reoccurring illness or injury, they need to have a 60-day break between hospitalizations, but then we'd have additional coverage then. So they literally could go in 4 times a year for the same accident or illness, the same illness per se. But as long as they have 60 days break between those hospitalizations, then we will cover the benefit. Observation room. I'm going to go over the benefits on this a little bit later on in the next slide, actually, but very, very competitive. We have up to 100% of the hospital confinement that can be used for observation. And then we do have worldwide coverage. So if your client goes out of the country and they're hospitalized, we will be able to pay the claim for that. It's a little bit harder, as you guys probably have experienced if you've had one of these. We have to get the bill. We have to have it translated. It takes a little bit, but the claim is eligible to be paid. And then also guaranteed renewable for life. So unless they stop paying their premiums or they committed fraud on the application, they won't lose that coverage. All right, here's the benefit grid. So hopefully you all can see this. It's a little bit small. But we will, I think within the next day or two, you should be receiving an email about this hospital indemnity plan, and there will be a link where you can download the brochures and all of the related information. So we have 3 plans, a good, better, best. The agent I was just talking to on the phone prior to this meeting, he said every presentation he does for Medicare Advantage, he creates a separate spreadsheet with a good, better, best hospital indemnity option. So this fits really nicely into that strategy. And I'm sure many of you have used that over the years. So with our core plan, we have the base benefits. And again, this is the product that will be given to anybody who applies for a guaranteed issue with an underwriting. And it's a great benefit, right? If the client has some health issues, some coverage is better than no coverage for sure. So these, the same core group of benefits extends with a couple of changes to the choice preferred and the choice premier. So I'll talk about those as I go through. So we have the hospital confinement option of triggering a benefit with 1 day of hospital confinement. So you can choose that option. The benefit amount can be between $1,000 and $2,500 in $50 increments, and that is available on all 3 of the plans. We also have probably the more traditional plan that matches up to Medicare Advantage inpatient hospital copays. The number of days that you can choose for your client range from 3 to 31, and you can choose from $100 to $750 per day in increments of $50. So those are both 2 viable options. I have ran a couple of quotes, and I'll tell you that the option 1 trigger for the first day of coverage is a little bit more expensive, but your client is maximizing that benefit when they choose that option. So they'll receive the total benefit that they paid with just 1 hospitalization day. They don't have to worry about it. So if you think it through, if you pick 5 days at $250 a day, and they're only in there 2 days, they get $500 under that per day benefit. But if you had chosen $1,500 as your 1 day trigger benefit, they would have gotten $1,500. So a little bit more expensive, but it could be worth it for some clients. Next is the observation room. So we have 2 benefit options there. One is a reduced amount of 25% of the hospital confinement benefit. The other is the full 100%. I am assuming most agents and clients would want the 100%. What's really interesting is we don't even know we're in the hospital is for an observation day. They don't really come in and say, hey, we're going to change the billing starting today, and we're only going to bill for observation. The client figures out that they had an observation stay when they get their bill. or when they get the determination from Medicare or their insurance if it's under 65. So I think that probably the most popular option would be to choose 100% so that you don't have any gaps there and any surprises. Now, on that choice core benefit, you have observation days of 2 per year that are available. With the preferred and the premier, that goes up to 4 per day. So that hopefully that is a significant benefit that can help offset those kind of unforeseen costs. We also include mental health confinement and substance abuse in the hospital confinement benefit. So if your client is inpatient for substance abuse or mental health, they can utilize that benefit, and that is 5 days for 5 days for mental health, 5 days for substance abuse. And that's covered at 100% of your hospital confinement benefit. I know that not all the carriers offer that, so I'm hoping that offers an additional comfort level for your client. So that is the end of the choice core benefits. We do have some riders that can be added on that we'll talk about on the next slide, but that really sums up that basic benefit. Now, on the choice preferred, we've added ambulance at $50, appliance at $100, emergency room with 2 per year for $150, and $100 a day for skilled. And that's the skilled nursing 21 days through 100, which coordinates with the Medicare copayment there. So that's available on both the choice preferred and the choice premier. So ambulance, of course, is more expensive. So we do have a rider that you can add on top of this base benefit that will enhance that ambulance benefit. So that's a really good thing to look at. Now then, the choice premier, if your client chooses that best policy design, we add outpatient rehab for 15 hospital confinement events, 30 per year. So that's that outpatient rehab. And then the outpatient surgical procedure is 25% of the hospital confinement or 100%. So this is a really important benefit. I mentioned that maybe an outpatient surgery would drive some of the MOOP, especially on an under 65 plan. So if you're selling that, to be able to add 2 days of outpatient surgery benefit at 100% of that hospital confinement benefit would help. That's better than nothing, right? And then on that premier plan, we do also have x-rays covered 1 per year at $50. So Ben, I'm going to take a break here and see if we have any questions in the chat or if you'd like to add anything.
No questions at this time. No, nothing here for me personally either. But
okay. Other than these are amazing benefits, right?
Yeah, they look pretty good. I think so.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. All right, so I'm going to go on to the optional riders. So we do have available with hospital confinement option 1 and option 2. So either way, whether you pick the core, the preferred, or the premier, you can add these additional. So I think the first one and then the other 2 at the bottom are probably going to be the most popular. So ambulance, whether it's ground or air or water, we can add 2 days per year, and we can add up to $400 per ambulance ride. So I, again, just talked through this with an agent, and he added an additional $250 when he quoted the plan to really help offset some of the additional out-of-pocket you'd have there with the Medicare Advantage he was showing. Outpatient diagnostic exam and x-rays, 2 per year. So we can go up to $500 on that rider. And then the 2 that I think, or at least one of these 2, which I think are very important, I think actually they both are hospital admission. So this is in addition. So the base policy pays on the days you're confined to the hospital. This rider is paid based on a hospital admission. So you are admitted to the hospital, that triggers this additional benefit. And it can be very rich. You have 1 per year. You can go up to $4,000. So in an example, If your client chose 5 days in the hospital at $200 a day, and they were admitted, and they they were in there for that 4.5 days. So they did trigger the 5 days. They get paid $1,000. You can add another $1,000 here on this hospital admission, whatever you'd like, whatever the client fits into the client's budget, you can add that. So I think that's a very important benefit. And then intensive care. So again, you don't know whether you're going to be just hospitalized or you're going to have to go in for intensive care. You could go in for an outpatient surgery with a complication that develops and have to be admitted to the hospital in intensive care, whatever that situation looks like. We will pay 100% of the hospital confinement benefit for up to 10 days a year for that plan. So very, very strong. The one thing that I want to point out is that the hospital admission rider does not apply to mental health or substance abuse confinements. So that would just pay out whatever hospital confinement daily benefit you chose. All right. We've got just a few more slides here. I'd mentioned that this is simplified underwriting. So whether you're doing the simplified or the guaranteed, you can tell what is available on the application. So over on the guaranteed issue, let's just focus on that. Again, that guaranteed issue is 64 to 70, and the guaranteed issue benefit is the core plan with the option 2, which is a daily amount per day. So you can't choose that one hospital confinement day triggers the larger benefit. You have to pick the number of days and the dollar per day on the guaranteed issue. Also, if you're insuring 2 people, the primary applicant has to be the oldest adult, and they have to be within that 64 to 70 range. Children don't qualify. Riders are not available, so those additional riders are not available. I apologize. I think I said they were. They are not for a guaranteed issue. They are on the core plan, but not on a guaranteed issue basis. And then your hospital confinement option 1, as I mentioned, is not available. You would have to pick the 3, 5, 7, 10 days at $100, either $100 through $400. So again, this is better than nothing. If your client has that major health issue, you definitely want to get them a product. All right, so I'm going to take a look at a couple of rate examples. This is a Medicare Advantage customer who is choosing the core plan. Age 65 female. She's chosen $300 a day for up to 5 days. Her monthly premium on that product would be $22.60 a month. Very, very affordable. I don't remember, I believe in Pennsylvania, we're going to have a little bit of a buyback benefit and a give back. I'm sorry. I'm not in the MA space. Ben, what is it called when you get part of the premium back? That's called the give back, right?
Yep. Part B.
Yep. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So we are going to have that on our Medicare Advantage plans. And I know there's others in the market that do. So imagine you're sitting down with this client and you say, hey, you're going to get back a portion of your Part B premium or all of your Part B premium. And let's look at how we can purchase these additional coverages, and it won't even be money out of your pocket, right? So you can add a hospital indemnity, a dental vision hearing, a cancer, heart attack, stroke, whatever that client needs, and probably still have money left over in that give back. So just remember that when you're sitting down with your client, they are going to be able to afford these additional products, especially if they have that give back. Even if they don't, $22.60 a month is a great, a great price for that. Certainly, you get your money back if you have one stay. Now let's take a look at somebody under the age of 65. So this is a 42-year-old. They did choose the best plan. They chose the premium plan at $1,000 for that 1-day hospital admission. So that would be comparable to 5 days at $200 a day as an example. That premium's a little bit more because it is a richer benefit structure with all those additional copays for ambulance, emergency room, hospital confinement. So that is just under $36 a month. So still Very, very affordable. So you have some ACA members who have a $10,000 deductible. That's a great option for them. All right, so here's a map. As I mentioned, we're going to roll out 4 states on September 30th. Those states are Arizona, Texas, Georgia, Florida. Then Pennsylvania is coming October 14th. In addition to Pennsylvania, on the 14th of October, we'll have Colorado, Alabama, and Wisconsin that are available as well. So we again have 32 plans or states approved. You will see those start to roll out November and beyond. So if you sell in some of those additional states, make sure you open the emails from Cigna that talk about that hospital indemnity plan. All right, I'm going to pause again, Ben, just to see if there are any questions before we do a quick run through as to what the application looks like. And then I'll look at some of the incentives that we pay on them as well.
Yeah, no questions. But just to add, I think, looking at some of the changes to the industry this year, I think this is I'm passionate about it. I think it's a good route to take. I mean, even for the supplement premiums that are, rising, if you move someone to an Advantage plan and you're paying $35 for HI to cover the holes and have some additional riders, I mean, it's a pretty good deal, I think, at least. But that's just a personal opinion.
I agree. I think you're onto something, Ben. more important this year than it's ever been.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
That's the most important piece of it. All right. And you can make more money. Who doesn't want to do that? All right. So if you have not logged into Cigna for Brokers portal, this is just a quick look at it. If you are appointed for both Medicare Advantage or under 65 products and CSB, Cigna supplemental benefits, you're going to see those options when you log in. I want to warn everybody, if you are appointed for Medicare Advantage, that does not mean you're appointed for Cigna supplemental benefits. So make sure that you check that before you try to sell one of these plans. Your Cigna supplemental benefits number starts with CB. Your Cigna Medicare Advantage number just starts with C. So if you aren't appointed for Cigna supplemental benefits, get a hold of Ben and the team at URL and make sure they get you appointed. So this is really just the first page of the landing page of our portal. I'm going to go through a couple of things over on the left-hand side of the page. When you expand the Cigna supplemental benefit option, you're going to find another option to quote and enroll. There's one in the middle of the page, but there's also one here. You're going to be able to pull your book of business. I would recommend when you do that, you export it to Excel, because not all of the data shows up on the web page. But when you export it to Excel, you have almost everything you need to know about that product or that client and the product that they have. You can look up your commissions. You can either download or order sales and marketing materials. So if you wanted to order some paper supplies, you can do that. Or if you just wanted to go out and download the Hospital Indemnity Plan and save it on your computer, you can do that as well. Also, you can see what incentives we have. Most of the time, we're going to be sending you emails if we have any updates to our incentive plan, but we'll also, you can go out here and check for the latest updates. I want to mention we are planning a trip to Napa Valley, California for next year's incentive trip. So I'll talk about that in a couple of slides. Also, reporting is out here. So if you have customers that you want to check the status on an application, you can go to reporting and then customers and either search them by name or by number, and you'll be able to see where they are in the process. We have recorded trainings as well as live trainings. So when you click on the trainings tab, if it's the first time you've accessed our trainings, you will have to log in with a separate login. Once you establish that, then it'll go right into it the next time. And then the Resource Center, there's a few other things out there. Most importantly, our product availability grid. So if you weren't sure about all the products we have available in Pennsylvania, you can go out and take a look at it, and that will explain it. Now, when you hit that quote and enroll button, you're going to go to a screen that asks 3 questions. What is the zip code, what is the date of birth, and what is the gender of your client? Once you pick those things, you're going to come to a page where all of our available plans in the state you're quoting will be shown. And then you literally just put a check mark in the box on each of these plans you'd like to add. It's one application for multiple products and multiple people. So we try to make this as easy as possible. So once you select the hospital indemnity, oh, look, here's I need to change the order of these slides. This is the one that says zip code, a date of birth and gender. Then you're going to come to this page, but I'm going to skip through that. Sorry about that. You're going to come to a page like this that is going to have all of the products displayed, the core, the preferred, the premier. So when you're talking through this with a client, you can easily toggle between one and the other. You might have quoted the premier and the client says, wow, that's a great plan, but it's a little bit spendy. You can go right over to the preferred. So you literally can see all of the available benefits. As you scroll down, this doesn't go all the way down, but you can see some additional benefits that are here. So while you're quoting that, you can make all the selections. The client says, oh, that's about $10 more than I have in my budget. You can adjust the benefits and see if you can find something that's in their price range. So very, very simple. This is a screenshot of the questions that are on the application. So in the last 3 months, have you been hospitalized in a nursing facility or received home health care or been admitted to a mental health facility? So that's a knockout question. Yes, I was in the hospital a month ago. You can't apply for 2 more months, right? Pretty easy to understand. In the past 12 months, have you been advised to have a surgery that you haven't done? You're awaiting lab results. So, oh gosh, the doctor said I might have cancer. We did a biopsy. Okay, you'll have to wait until you're 12 months clear from that. That excludes your routine screenings, but anything major, or you've had advice to have further diagnosis or testing or some type of procedure. So really, if there's something out there, and that's when people are going to ask you, they're going to go, oh my gosh, I went to the doctor. I don't know for sure. He hasn't said what I have. Can I buy a policy? Well, we're going to have to wait to see what the outcome is. Also, if you've had some of the major diseases, like in the last 12 months, you've had complications from diabetes, like neuropathy, you've had a heart or artery blockage, retinopathy, hospitalization for diabetic ketoacidosis in the first year, hypoglycemia, anything like that, any of those major things in the last 12 months, or some of the other things listed in question 3, like the big ones, emphysema, COPD, hepatitis, Lou Gehrig's, some of these big issues. So if you've had some of those and you check yes, that's going to be a knockout. So you're going to want to look at the guaranteed issue if you can. And then the last one is if you've ever been diagnosed with these couple of things here, those are knockouts. So literally when you fill out the application, you'll be able to tell the client whether or not they're going to be able to have coverage. Also, if on some of them that may be a little tenuous, like when we look back up to any complications under question 2B, have you had any complications from diabetes? If you're unclear as to whether or not that would cause a decline, you can call our underwriter. So easy to just call them and get an answer. All right, so hopefully that makes everything really simple. I want to talk real quickly through our additional bonuses. So in addition to the commissions that you get paid for selling these products, we have some bonuses for the MedSup plans. If you sell 4 MedSups in a month, you would be eligible for a 1,000 lead mailer drop. That lead mailer is a broker return card. So we send a flyer out. You choose which one. There's a couple of options. You choose which one and where to send the flyers. We send them out, and then the client has to fill their name and address and phone number information in, mail it back, and then we let you know we received it back. That's much better lead than, oh gosh, I was looking for an interest rate because I want to refinance my mortgage, and now 50 agents are calling me. So those have performed pretty well. We also do, once you've sold 4 applications in a month, we'll retroactively go back and pay you $100 per app for MedSup. And then if you sell our dental vision hearing or any of our supplemental products, there are two separate bonuses there, $25 each once you've sold 5 of those policies a month for supplemental, or $25 each once you've sold 5 dental vision hearing. So hopefully that helps to add to, to the opportunity to make a little bit of money while you're doing the right thing for your client. I mentioned too that we have a Napa Valley trip. The qualification for that trip is $180,000 of premium from June 1st of 2023 through February 28th of nope, I had that wrong. June 1st of 24 through February 28th of 2025. So hopefully you've been selling some products and it'll get even better during AEP. But once you get to that 180,000, you'll qualify for that trip. That trip will be held in June. So, all right, I'm going to leave these contact numbers up here. The agent resource number that I talked about is the first one there. Again, option 3 is how you reach an underwriter. I'll just leave those up there. And with that, I really appreciate everybody taking a look at this great new hospital indemnity plan. I'm here to help. Ben's here to help. Just let us know what we can do.
Thanks, Natalie. Appreciate you coming on today and doing this for us. Really exciting product, I think. I mean, just hospital indemnity in general, I think it's exciting time for these products. Doesn't look like we have any questions in the chat, but I'll probably have questions down the road. So yeah, I'll be bugging you at some point. But with that being said, I appreciate it. We appreciate you and the partnership. And yeah, we'll be in touch.
Awesome. That sounds great, Ben. I can't wait to see the results.
Yep. Awesome.
Awesome. Have a great one.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.